is the 2014 statistics question, worth 45 marks, and question 8 was also partly statistics. We're given this big table of data. It hasn't really come up since in any form, this huge amount of data. So be really careful when you get these types of questions. It shows the details of the number of males and females aged 15 and over at work, unemployed, or not in the labour force. You can see here at work, unemployed, not in the labour force, 9, 10, 11 columns of data. So we have our male, female total, we've 10 columns, yeah, and the years. So we have male, female total in each one of them for each year. So let's just draw a line across one of them. See where we're going then. I'm going to split these guys as well. Okay, what questions are we asked? Suggest 2 categories of people age 15 and over who might not be in the labour force. This is a Leaving Cert Maths exam, by the way. 2 categories of people age 15 and over who might not be in the labour force. Well, retired people jump out as being an obvious one who may not be in the labour force. Stay-at-home parents may not be in the labour force. People who are unable to work due to disability or impairment or that kind of thing, you could add in here too. Find the median and interquartile range of the total persons at work over the period. Okay, so the median and interquartile range, they give a huge amount of space here because we need to rank this data to get the median. Some people just jump in and get the 4th or the 5th and 6th pieces of data to get the median of 10. But we have to rank these, and we don't need, what do we, when we're doing, we're going to get the interquartile range, so we don't need the top and the lowest unless we're asked for the range. I don't think we are. Lower down, are we? We'll come to that. So let's rank them anyway from 1 to 10. So the lowest, 1773 is the lowest. 1773.4, 1784.8. I'll continue to rank these. Pause the video and rank them yourselves. So I've ranked the data. It does take time. I tick them off one by one, maybe, or small ticks. Start with the 17s and move your way up. So we're asked to get the median and the interquartile range. Well, when we've 10 pieces of data, we need to find the middle. And you can see the middle is here with 5 above and below. So that means that we have to take the average of these 2 numbers. So the median is equal to 1828.6 plus 1867, exactly, divided by 2, which is 1847.80. You can see you did this at Junior Cert Maths. Now, because we haven't included one of the numbers, we can now get the median of what's left. So let's have a look here. The median of the top 5 is this one, 1803.4 and 1954.90. So the interquartile range, 1954.90 minus 1803.4 is 151.50 for the interquartile range, and my median. So let me bring in the second slide. We're looking at the data obtained in table 1. This data. So the percentages of persons aged 15 and over at work unemployed or not in the labour force for 2006 are given below. And we're asked to complete the table for the year 2011. So we need to see where these numbers come from. So this is the percentages of persons aged 15 and over in 2006. We can see they add to 100. So we're just looking for the comparable 2011 figures. So 06 was given to us. This one here. total people at work. So we have this one here, we start with this total 1954.9 over this times 100 is going to give me that 57.9%. That's those two. Just let's double check the unemployed is 3.5%. 118.7 divided by the same one. Those give the 3.5%, so you can see where we're going here. So the 2011 figures, it's just three sums. It's 1813.4 divided by 3599.1. So 1813 over 3599 gives 50.4%. So I'll just do them here. 50.4% is the red at work. We go green. We got 364.1 divided by 3599. That's going to give nearly 10%, 10.1%, 10.1% for the second one, and then the total for not in the labour force 1421.6 divided by 3599.1 gives 39.5% for this one. 39.5%. So that's that table. This second table, the census showed there were 864,449 persons in the population aged under 15. The corresponding number in 11 was 979,590. Assuming none of these persons are in the labour force, complete the table below to get the percentage of the total population at work unemployed or not in the labour force for the year 2011. So we're just adding this guy on to the 3599.1. Now that's 3.5 million and we're under a million here, so we have to add 0.97959. That gives 3600.07. Well, I'll leave it at 3600. Keep it round. I don't think it makes a difference when we're rounding off to, what are we doing, one decimal? Doesn't say, does it? Okay. I hope you're noticing that deliberate mistake of putting 979,000 in the decimal, so it's 979.59, and that will give 4578.69. So you're just using your data from the previous. We had 1813.4 over 3599 the last time. This time it's over 4578.69. And then we have the 361.4 over the same number, and the 1421.6 over the same number, all times 100, giving me percentages of 39.6, 8.0, and 52.4. The commentator states that the changes reflected in the data from 06 to 11 make it more difficult to balance the government's income and expenditure. Well, we can see here, this is clear. There's going to be nearly over 5% more unemployed, 7% less at work. So there's two reasons. Write them down. Not much else to this question, this part of it. The third part of this question, they give you this chart in D. Leam and Neve are analysing the number of males and the number of females at work over the period from 04 to 13, and Leam draws the following chart. Neve uses the same data and calculates the number of females at work as a percentage of the total number of persons at work, and then draws the following chart. This is the chart she's drawn. Female in blue, male in brown. And we're asked, we'll go back to these charts now. Having examined both charts, a commentator states females were affected just as much as males by the downturn in employment. Do you agree or disagree with his statement? So let's have a look. We want to say, well, we want to compare with numbers. Females were affected just as much as males by the downturn in employment. So let's look at females versus males during this period. So according to Leem's chart, this number of males were in employment at the beginning in 04, and if we draw a line straight across, there has been a decline in male employment, as we can see. With females, there was an increase in employment, which has continued, not as strong as the early days, but there has been an increase. So yes, well, I would. What's the question? Is females were affected just as much? No, we would disagree. We would definitely disagree with this statement based on Leem's chart, and you'll find a similarity with Neve's chart. And you can see as the number of females as a percentage of the overall increases, if we flip the chart upside down, it's increasing here. The number of males has to decrease. So that chart gives us evidence to suggest the same. We would disagree with this statement. Disagree. And the next part, which of any of the two charts did you find the most useful? Well, Leem's was a lot more. We could draw a line across and see it straight away. Maybe the bar charts I find were not as clear, so I would go for Leem's here. And the reason for my answer is it was a lot clearer. It gave numerical rather than just percentages. And then there is another part to this question. Use the data in table 1 for the years 12 and 13 only to predict the percentage of people aged 15 years and over who will be at work in 2014. So let's go back and look at 12 and 13 to predict the persons aged 15 and over who will be at work in 14. So 12 and 13. Table 1. In case we forgot where table 1 was, here it is at the beginning. So we need to look at 12 and 13 and just predict something for 14. So 2012, people at work 1773 and 3590. 13 is this one. Well, let's get them as percentages. So 1773. Back to the original. We 1773 over 3590 by 100, and we have 1803.4 over 3586.2. The amount of calculator work involved in this question is purely really ridiculous. This is giving me 49.4%. The second one is 50.3%. We've gone up 0.9%. So our prediction for 2014, based on this tiny ridiculous set of figures, is going to be 51.2% in employment.